Okay. I just decided to try this. I didn't know, I didn't really know how to do it. I just went in here and said, well, let's go live. So, what's happening? Anybody coming in? Say something, guys. I was supposed to take the car to the track tonight, and we got rained out. We don't usually get a lot of rain here in Florida. Hey, Vinny, what's happening, man? Yeah, we got rained out. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? What's happening, Mr. Fire? How are you there? All right, so this is something new to me, guys. I just kind of I'm a little upset tonight because I was supposed to take the car to the track, and we generally have really good weather, but for some reason we got rain today. And we got rained out. But yeah, Jeff, you getting ready to go? Hey, Pony, what's happening, man? Nice to have you here. Yeah, Pony. Actually, I took a page out of your playbook. I mean, what the heck? Go live, see who comes in, right? So yeah, nice to have you here, Pony. So Jeff, what's going on? You going drag racing soon? How's the truck running? I mean, my car's running good. I just did that video the other day. Um, I finally got the car where I want it. It was a rough ride. I mean, I had some E85 stuff in it, and what are you saying there, Pony? What's up, fellas? Might as well go live. That's right. I got nothing better to do. I'm just hanging out at home at my desk like I always do. This is where I do all my editing, and I do all my stuff and get my videos together. And gosh, I'm just so upset because I really was aching to take the car to the track tonight, and it just cleared up. You can see out the window; it's actually cooling down, and the weather is getting better. But yeah, hey Brian, Rated R Cars, what's happening, man? Nice to have you here. And so Jeff, what do you got going here? Added some horses. Oh yeah. Um, oh, pulley change. Little typo there, but yeah, what'd you do? You stepped down one size on the pulley. What's that on the truck? Yeah, it's cold by you, Pony. Sorry to hear that, man. Where are you, Pony? You're in South Carolina. So, oh yeah, so that's right. Brian and Jeff, you guys know each other. Actually, you guys both friends of mine. We got a little thing going here. Columbia, South Carolina. The weather's that's actually a pretty nice climate there, though. It's sort of moderate, right? You don't get terrible winters there, do you, Pony? Oh, Jeff, talking to customers. Yeah, I get sidetracked like that a lot. I mean, right now things are slightly slow for me at my regular job, but I got a lot of customers that I do work for, and every now and then I get interrupted. Yes, Brian, we really do have to get together. I used to live not too far from you on Long Island. A lot of times when you talk about some of the places that you go to in New York, I'm actually familiar with those areas. I used to travel in those areas from time to time. Hey, what's up, Fran? How's it going? Nice to have you come in here. I know, Fran. Um, this is I think I talked to you about this. I was very reluctant to go live. This is actually not my thing. This isn't really like me, but I got nothing better to do. I'm just sitting here. I'm upset because I wanted to run the car so bad today, and the weather just did not work. It actually just stopped raining, and I can feel the cool air coming in the window back there. The temperature's dropping at 74 degrees. Um, would you say there, Pony? Little snow once in a while, and mainly January and February. Yeah, South Carolina is actually a nice place because you get all four seasons. And Vinny Customs. All right, wait. I'm not familiar with this, guys. I'm sorry if I miss and I can't see that good. That's another problem. But if I miss a comment, don't worry about it. Remind me or post again, okay? Because I don't want to leave. I don't want to forget anybody. But oh, Vinny, you're in Bradenton. Um, not much meat, not much meats and stuff to go. to any in Fort Myers there. You know, we have a small eighth of a mile track down in Immokalee. It's an hour south of me, off of Route 29, and it's a little kind of backwoods kind of place. But it's a good place to go to just test your car, and I was really aching to get there. If that's the question that you asked me, Vinny, I'm not really seeing this quite right, but so yeah, Jeff, you back in here? Hey, Fran with the super chat. Thanks, man. That's always a nice thing to do. I really appreciate that. And you know, I'm sure all of you guys. Hey, what's up? What's up, Jack? Jack, I managed to figure it out. It was actually a piece of cake. All I had to do was follow the prompts. The only thing I didn't do was put up a thumbnail. So what you guys are looking at there is just me sitting here without my hat. But yeah, so thanks, Jack. You've been very helpful with getting me acclimated to the idea of doing this. But yeah, so like I was saying, I really wanted to get to the track, and I'm just so disappointed. It's going to have to wait till next Friday. My friend Lou, who I did a video with, he's got a '98 Honda that was putting close to 800 to the rear wheels. He was going to join me down in Immokalee tonight. And he reminds me that next week, next Saturday, actually up in Bradenton, over there by you, Vinny, there's going to be an event on Saturday that I think Cletus is involved with or something like that. I really don't know, but you know, I'm going to see about getting to the quarter mile because you know, the car is I think it's in pretty good shape. What's going on here? Okay, so I'm missing everything here. Okay, this thing isn't updating. So okay, so Jack, thanks for the super chat. I really appreciate that, guys. Um, Vinny says car meets and events. Do I go to any? Well, we have the cruise down in downtown Fort Myers. At least last year it was every third Sunday of the month. I'm just not sure that they're doing that this year, but I think they're going to be doing it at least in January and then maybe in March. So if they at least do those two events down in downtown Fort Myers, I absolutely will be there because it's one of the greatest events. People from all over the country come down here in the middle of the winter because the weather is so nice. And yeah, Jack, thanks for the super chat. I really appreciate that. You guys are very generous. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. So thanks a lot. And yeah, so yeah, Jack and Pony, you guys are good friends. Canadian Cruising, a bunch of people. Hey, what's up? Canadian Cruising is in the house. Way to go, Xander. How about that? How's it going, man? You're you cut your path on your car. I'm happy that you decided what to do with your engine. I do have another short block that's going to come available to me if you should need it. You know, it'll be available. And there's also another short block. If you're planning on doing a sleeved engine, I'm going to have another short block that needs to be sleeved that's available to you if you want it. So just, you know, whatever, flag me on the channel, get to me through Ken because I talk to Ken from once in a while, and I could hook you up with some parts to save you some money. So, you know, don't be shy. Feel free to reach out. You know, I work with everybody, man. There's, you know, as far as I'm concerned, everybody's my friend, and you know, that's all cool with me. Yeah, so we see, and I'm sorry, guys, I really can't see that good. I can't read that good. I'm not that used to doing this, but you know, this is a lot of fun. Actually, I'm enjoying this. I could get used to doing this, but let me see. I don't know, Vinny, if you're asking me questions, but did it make an Edelbrock for the Gen 1s? And is it worth it pro charged or well, making mention of the pro charger, I've seen some cars down at 5 Bar Motorsports running pro chargers that are making some crazy power. And a pro charger is an interesting beast because it's sort of a cross between a turbo and a root style supercharger. You know, if you consider it, you look at a pro charger, it actually looks a little bit like a turbo. At least that's my opinion. And they make a lot of power. They don't just hit on the bottom quite as hard. Yeah. So what else we got? You guys talking to each other? Miles, Hiles, how's it going, brother? You're one of the old faithfuls. You've been on the channel for a long time. Nice to see you, bud. Nice to have you here. How's everything going with you, Miles? If I remember correctly, you got an EcoBoost car, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think you did a video about that. a while back. So yeah, so that's cool. I was tempted to get an EcoBoost car myself, but I bought the Gen 2 instead. I saw that Gen 2 down at the dealer, and I wasn't even in there to buy a car. I saw that car. I couldn't resist. The thing is beautiful. So what else we got here? Okay, so there is some cool stuff. How's it going, buddy? I gotta say, I really like having you on the channel. You're always there, making comments, saying positive things, and I really appreciate that. And you actually even stick up for me sometimes on other people's channels when people are talking smack about me. You're always there to back me up, so I kind of like that. But what do you ask me? Are you close to that Joe Stage 2 Whipple cutting nines at Echo? I don't quite understand that. But Vinny, you're not a fan of how the Pro Charger runs? Well, I think it depends on the setup. I mean, we have a Viper down at 5 Bar Motorsports that's got a F1X Pro Charger on it, and they're barely spinning it, and it's making 12 pounds of boost. And even at the 12 pounds of boost after a dyno pull, you could touch the blower with your hand; it doesn't even get hot, and it makes a lot of boost. But I think honestly, when it comes to how you put boost on the car, whether you're using turbos or a blower or different kind of blower, Pro Charger or something like that, it's really up to the end user which one he wants to go with, how he wants the power to be delivered. So I think they're all good. It just depends on what you decide that you want. But okay, so we got K. Am I saying this right? K for Kaiser or something like that, 5.0. Sorry, but if I don't got that right, but yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I did the live chat. How about that? This is a big step for me, bro. Honest Mike, how's it going, man? Calls me Big Al. That's I've been listening to that all my life, and as you guys can see, I've been around for a while. Let me see. The Green Gator. That's right. Yeah, that's the Gen 2. That's a good name for the Gen 2 because it's the green color. What do they call that? Guard green. The Green Gator. That's a good name for that car. Actually, if I should get to turboing that car, that's the name we're going to give it right there. Green Gator. I like that. Be Lightning in the house. Nice to have you here, buddy. Actually, guys, I have to say I'm impressed. What is this? I think I see up here 22 people, 23 people. I did not expect this. I'm just one of those kind of guys. I just don't really think that people are that interested in what I do. For me to see this many people in here, I have to say, it makes me feel good. Who else we got here? We got Bila. Let me see. The battle. I can't see this. Battlemaster Dave. How's it going, man? Nice to have you in here. B Lightning's in here. Radar Cars Brian. Okay, I can't quite make out what that means. What are you saying there, Brian? ASY. I don't know. A little typo there. I'm excited to see how the new VMP will work on the way team Canadian cruising. I am very interested in that too. The Gen 3R. The TVS 2650 is a potent blower. The Gen 3R, I imagine that is going to be one potent blower. For the Gen 3s, I just hope that they open up the throttle body opening because the way they got the 2650 with the stock throttle body opening, that's really not good for supercharging. You got to have a bigger throttle body. I mean, I'm still running the stock throttle body, but I plan to step it up at some point. But I'm personally also interested in what the Gen 3 might do. That 3-liter VMP blower is looking like a pretty badass piece. Yeah, Pony 23. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, man. I'm a little perplexed myself. I'm really surprised to see this. So this is great. I mean, I see some of you guys doing this for 2 hours. I don't know if I could pull that off, but I'm really enjoying this. Yeah, thanks, Brian. We love you too, man. Hey, how's it going with your electrical problem? Did you ever figure out what that is? All indications to me was that your alternator was getting weak. Because in the Fords, I mean, I even had this with my old Ford Escape when the alternator started to go bad. it started shutting down systems one by one. Like first it shut the radio, then it shut the gauges, and then a couple of other funny things started to happen, and then the engine stopped running. So that I'm going to guess that that might be what the problem is. And how's the shoulder there, Brian? I see. Jack reminds us of that. Brian, how's the shoulder? I hope everything's healing up there for you. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, so B Lighting has asked me, how are you liking the upgraded tires? Well, I haven't run them yet, B Lighting. I was going to test them today, but it rained all day, and down in Immokalee, I think it's still raining down there. We're clearing up here, and I mean, this is really nice right now. I can see the temperatures dropping, and I can feel the cool air coming in the window. But it's been raining all day, and it was just such a disappointment that I couldn't get out there and race the car. But I'm scheduled to go next Friday. So whatever the results are down there next Friday, I'll be sure to get some video and post them and show all you guys what my stage one can do at the track. And yeah, I'm just pretty bummed that I couldn't get there. So A Wheeler is in the house. How's it going, A Wheeler? Dude, yeah, my glasses. Yeah, sorry about that. What's all that glare? What's that? Oh, that's the computer that's doing that. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, man, but I got to keep them on because I can't see without them. But yeah, A Wheeler. What I'd like to say about you, brother, is that the videos that you put out a little over a year ago about the typewriter tick and the Ceratec, you know, I was watching you comment on all the other videos where people were talking about the typewriter tick back then. You know, it was a hot item back then. And I saw that, and that combined with the product that I used, the Power Up, I made that video, and then the whole subject went viral. I mean, there were Ceratec videos being floated by everybody. Even CJ Pony Parts did a video about it. And you know, the Ceratec is an interesting product, and really, I think we all owe it to you because I saw it on your channel, and that's what prompted me to do the video about it. And now, you know, it's a popular item. So, power to you there, A Wheeler. That was a cool thing. So, who else we got here? Let me see. Okay, I'm getting in the shower and leaving. Okay, all right, Brian. We'll catch you later, right? I should be on here for a little while. Um, Italian Stang, ciao. What's up? What does ciao mean? Does ciao mean hello or goodbye or both? All right. Yes, A Wheeler. That was a question I should have asked you. How's it working? And I think you answered that question. It's working good still, right? A Wheeler, how many oil changes did you do after the first application of the Ceratec? Um, what are you thinking, Jeff? I think I'm a little behind. No, no, I'm catching up. Italian Stang. The cooling stuff. Okay, I did do a lot of cooling stuff on the car, and I want to get to that. First, let me see if I could answer all the comments. That's an oil. Somebody must have asked about the Ceratec. Tangerine Terror. That's right, Alex K. That was something that you threw out at me, and that is a good name for the car. I generally don't name cars. I mean, it's just my Orange Fury car, but we might gravitate to that. Tangerine Terror. That's a very good name. And hey, you know what? A guy that I've been following, he calls himself the 570 Experience. His name is Josh, and he's got a channel. He just bought a car from Lebanon Ford. He's got an Orange Fury car that looks a lot like mine. It's a base model, but it has a stage one Whipple on it. And he just threw a video out to ask everybody what he should name the car. And I didn't actually have any ideas for him because I generally don't think about that. You know, that's not something that's on my plate. But I think Tangerine Terror is something that I'm going to claim. Nice going there, Alex K. That's a nice one. So what else? Who else we got in here? I'm having a hard time reading this, guys. Sorry about that. Big Daddy Trucker. What's happening, brother? Hey, Big Daddy, you're not too far from me, are you? Are you like up by St. Pete or Bradenton or something like that? I think I remember seeing you comment on that at one point along the way. Okay, Italian Stang, hello and bye. Nice to have you in here, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Where's my beer during the live stream? That's funny to term, but that's funny, Jack. We just actually we were out to eat. We just got back, and I'm stuffed. I can't eat another thing or drink another thing. But first chance I get, I'm going to go down some brews. Um, so wait, Will, you're asking me, am I still using it? Um, okay, so you're still using it. You're still using the Ceratec, 15,000 miles, working great. That's excellent, man. I'm glad to hear that. Try to get a video of my car squeaking. It's not the tick, but I can't figure it out. Canadian cruising. I think you mentioned that to me in the comments at one point that you got a squeak. Whenever I hear that, I think phasers for some reason. But you have to sort of move around the car and try to get an orientation of where that noise is coming from to try to pinpoint it. I know it's hard with the Coyotes because the Coyotes do make a lot of noise. They're noisy engines. I run the power up in mine. It quiets it down quite a bit, but there are some funny noises that come out of them from time to time. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. With Jeff, thanks for pointing that out. Let me see if there's a way that I can stop that glare. How about if I do that? Yeah, no matter what I do, I can't get away from the glare. That's odd. Try to work that out. If I look down like this, if I'm looking at the keyboard, you don't see the glare, but I don't like doing that. I want to look at the camera. So let me see. Let me catch up. And Fran, thanks a lot for the super chat. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. I had no idea. Vinny Customs asked me about putting a battery in the trunk. Yes, actually, that's something that I want to do. The chiller system that I put on the car actually is required to have a holding tank, and that's basically because you need, it's just like it works similar to having an ice tank in the trunk. You need that volume of cold water so it stays cold as you go down the quarter mile. With the chiller, and my car runs like it always did. When you put your foot to the floor, the AC compressor cuts off, just like any normal car would. So that also cuts the chiller off. So with an extra half a gallon holding tank of water, that water is ice cold, sort of being sort of put in a reservoir. So when the compressor kicks off, you've got plenty of cold water to circulate through the system to go down the quarter mile just for that, 8 or 10 seconds or whatever it is. So I don't have the holding tank yet. I want to put it where the battery is. And that's how, I'm relating to your question. I want to put the battery in the trunk and put the holding tank where the battery was. So my chiller is hooked up and it's working, but it's not actually hooked up right. The only thing I did was add a little bit of volume from coiling up some extra hose just to have some volume. It's working fine, and it probably should work pretty good in the 8th mile, but it might not work quite right in the quarter mile. But we'll see how it goes. But that is something that I want to do, and you might see that show up in some of my future videos. And I'm not really looking at the camera. I really should look at the camera. But this glare thing, I can see that might be bugging you guys out. Yeah, so Wheeler, you're using the Ceratec on every oil change, really. So how does it work in its residual properties in the engine? Because I heard that the Ceratec is a product that you put in there every 30,000 miles. And, it continues to work even in between oil changes when you don't add the product to the oil. That's Mike giving me the thumbs up. That's cool. I like that. You need to add moderators during a live stream. Jack, I don't know how to do that. Maybe I'll give you a call. You can help me out. Let me see. I'm having a tough time with this guy. He's going to have to excuse me. This thing just moved, and I lost my place. Mark Snake Pit is in the house. Mark, I was going to Immokalee, and it was raining And you know something, I even thought I made a mistake. Somebody called me and said they had some kind of event there, and there's no test and tune. So either way, I think I would have been disappointed. I would have been really disappointed if I would have drove the car all the way down there and found out they didn't have test and tune. So it's just as well. Let me see. Um, Italian Stang. I used to use Ceratec. I now use Motor Coat. It's cheaper and more effective. Took a look at the Project Farm videos. Okay, those guys are pretty cool, Project Farm. They tested both. Included motorbike was better. Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to look at that. A motor coat, I should say. Um, okay, Pony, Ceratec. Okay, it's a good question. A little more than a year ago, if you remember how everybody was talking about the typewriter tick, I picked up on A Wheeler's channel that he used Ceratec, and he showed before and after videos of his engine ticking away like crazy, and then he put the Ceratec in it, and the tick went away. And I was so impressed with that I flagged A Wheeler on his channel and said I'm going to do a video, and then I did a video about it, and everybody really gravitated to the Ceratec. The Ceratec is a industrial grade friction reducer for one. Secondly, it has a ceramic component in it that is in suspension. When you put it in oil, it actually bonds itself to the inside of the friction surfaces of the engine, like the cylinder walls, in the thrust bearing, anywhere where there's, say, a little bit too much clearance from wear or tear or just, poor machining or something like that. Ceratec will fill in those areas. So if you've got some piston slap, the ceramic component will actually close those gaps and quiet the engine down. And if you want to see the results of what that looks like before and after in terms of what a ticking coyote sounds like, go to A Wheeler's channel, look at his old videos. He does a very good job of illustrating what that looks like. The product works pretty good as far as I'm concerned. I haven't heard anybody say they were unsatisfied with it. Michael Mack actually used it at one point back when he was doing videos. He put the stuff in the car and it worked really good at first. And then he did a video that said the ticking came back. So that was too bad for him. But, on the most part, though, I hear that people are happy with it. Let me see. Okay, I'm not understanding that comment there, A Wheeler. Pony, you guys talking to each other. Okay, Big Daddy Truck, you're in Leesburg. I don't think that's too far from me, right? Where is that? Is that south of Orlando? I don't know. I'd have to check that on the map, but I've heard of it. It's not too far from me. Okay. Underfed Coyote says it costs the cylinder walls and cuts the piston slapping. That's exactly right. That's exactly what it does. Oh, coats, not coats. I wouldn't have known that. Determined veteran. I love drinking beer, but it's my and it's your favorite hobby. I can't argue with that, but that's a good hobby to have. Vinny Cruz, Bruce, yes sir. 200 miles from Fort Myers. Okay, that's would that put you north of Tampa or just sort of north of that dividing line across the state? I'd have to look at that. But Big Daddy, maybe I'll run into you at Bradenton at some point. Yeah. Alex K, thumbs up to the Brews. Okay, Pony, glad I was able to clear that up for you. It's a good product. I mean, if your engine doesn't need it, I wouldn't suggest using a ceramic component if you don't need it. This is the thing. This is a repair product. If you got a problem, use the Ceratec. If you want just a simple friction reducer, there's better products than using a product that's got ceramic component in it. You're better off with the Power Up from Power Up Lubricants. And I might even do another video on that. But if you go back to my Ceratec video that I did about a year ago, I explained the Power Up. That's also a very, very good friction reducer. Underfed, lots of guys use it. It helps with the noise. It sure does. So we really had the phasers replaced for the flutter, and it did nothing. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, because that was the only noise that you had after the Ceratec. You still had that sort of chattering, fluttering noise. I don't know, man. If I had that in my car, that would really freak me out. Rocket 19, what's happening, brother? Nice to have you here. Yeah, it's nice to have all you guys here. I cannot believe, I'm not even looking at that. I can't believe that 34 people are actually in here to see me. I'm shocked. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate all you guys. Miles, sunglasses. It's not a bad idea. But I need 2.0s. That's the problem. I mean, I can't see nothing without these. What did that do? I don't know. I got to figure something out. I'm sorry about that. Let me see. Canadian Cruising. The catback doesn't help to pinpoint stuff either. I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that, Canadian Cruising. The catback doesn't help to pinpoint stuff either. Oh, you mean that it's loud? Yeah, yeah. If the car's loud, that would make it tough to try to pinpoint what other kind of noises that you might hear. Yeah, that'll do it. So, Big Daddy, what weight of oil do you guys recommend for the 19 Coyote? 5W50, bro. I'm using a generic 5W50 castor oil Edge. It's probably not the best oil, quote unquote. There's better oils out there, but as far as weight, I would say the 5W50. Ford. If you from what I saw from what is his name, Street 707 vlogger, he went to Ford to get an oil change, and they asked him if he wanted a premium oil change. He told them yes, and they gave him 5W50, and then gave him the bill for it. But Ford's offering the 5W50 as an option, and considering the amount of noise that the Coyotes make, especially the Gen 3s, I would say the 5W50 is a good way to go. Let me see. Rocket 19. I'm at work, but have your feed going. Nice to see you up there live. Yeah, dude, I'm really enjoying this Rocket 19. I, like I say, had nothing to do, so I thought I'd just go live, and it was a simple process. I'm really enjoying this. I think I need to be better prepared for this next time, because I don't really have anything to, I don't have any notes or anything prepared to talk about. But usually I could roll things off my head pretty good if you guys are asking me questions. But let me see what else we got here. Oh yeah, oh yeah, Jack. You and Xander are having a good time. Well, that's what it's all about, guys. Yeah, that's right, Jack. You told me that you were going up there to hang out with those guys. I hope you're having a good time. And yeah, I mean, and I'll give Xander help with his car, man. I mean, Alex has got the worst luck when it comes to stuff, man. It's hard to believe. But only problem is that it's hot in the engine bay. All right, I just lost my place. All right, where am I? This thing just moved, and I lost my place. Okay. Stupid Fast Truck is in the house. Nice to have you here, bud. Okay, Rocket 19 says the only problem with that is that it's hot in the engine bay. That must be a response to another question. M. Dennis, nice to have you here, bud. I have not been able to monitor IAT2. And the reason for that is because I'm still working with the Whipple Tune and Whipple software. And that software does not have the capacity to read IAT2, from what I was told. I was told that if I hook up my N gauge, that might be able to pick it up, but I haven't done that. But I was told that no, I will not be able to do it. In fact, Whipple told me that I couldn't read IAT2 with their software. So at this point, I cannot read it. But when I go for custom tuning and I use HP Tuner software, that software will enable me to read IAT2, and then I'll get the harness that connects over to the mass air sensor, and then I can fool my car into thinking that it's reading IAT1 when it's actually picking up IAT2, and I can read that from the dash, because that's that's really what you need to know. IAT1, that's nice to know, but you really need to know IAT2. But I mean, I could guess my IAT2s are good, because with the chiller, I see intercooler temperatures at 40 degrees or less. I even have a hard time reading that, but just with the infrared, I've seen 48 degrees just shooting the top of the blower. And so I know I have good IAT2s. I just don't know exactly what they are. So let me see, Alex K. Alex K is drinking Budweiser. Way to go. I actually like German beers, to tell you the truth. I like that bite that you get out of the German beers. Um, Big Daddy Trucker, DV and Zandler still partying. I bet they are. Stupid Fast Truck in the house. I think I caught you before. Let me see. After I went from 5W30 to 0W30 M soil Soonage series, the tick came back. So you added Ceratec. So you went to a slightly lighter oil, and then the tick came back. I'm just wondering why you're still using the light oil. Why not run the 550? I mean, I know you're a smart guy, A-Wheeler, so I'm sure you got a reason for that. Let us know. Let us know why you did that. Let me see. DV. Oh, DV, you waiting for Ken to show up? Tell him I said hello when he gets there. All right, who else we got here? Question for you blower guys. What oil would you suggest running once installed in the Whipple Gen 2 engine? Well, Pony, I would say 5W50. That's pretty much my blanket answer. What to run in a? Well, actually, you got a Gen 2, right? I would still say the 5W50. Now, I'm not an expert on these things, so you might get different information from somebody else. But my feeling is to play it safe. I mean, 5W50, especially in hot weather, right? When it gets hot, I would use the heavier weight. Maybe during the cool weather, you might not want to run that because in your location, you do get cool weather, and that might be a time where you run into problems with the 5W50. So Italian says open IG account. I actually have, excuse me, I have an IG account. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Instagram as Coyote Car Guy, one word. Let me check that. Let me just open that up. Let me see on my Instagram. I'm switching over to something. I don't know if you guys can still see me. I'm just looking for my own account. Yeah, on Instagram, I'm Coyote Car Guy, one word, so you can find me there. And I'll be there. I'll be sure to friend you once you get there. Rocket 19. It's cold in Atlanta. Yeah, the temperatures are starting to drop up there. Let me see. Big Daddy's talking to Wheeler. Yes, Mark. Mark Snakepit. For you guys who don't know, Mark Snakepit is a local guy. He's right here in Fort Myers. He's got a lot of cool cars. I think he's got a GT350R, and he's got a really nice Shelby Cobra of some kind, Kid Cobra. I'm sorry, Mark, I don't remember which one it was. But he's local, and we go to Merchants Crossing every Monday night. I was actually there for an hour this Monday, but I had to leave. I couldn't stay. And if you were there, I'm sorry I missed you, but we'll catch you next time. And Rocket 19 reminds all of us of a simple fact. The tick is there, but we still don't know what's causing it. And it really is too bad. If we knew what actually it was, then we would know what to fix, right? So we still don't know. My guess, I mean, if I was to guess what the typewriter tick is, I'm going to say it's a clearance issue because the Gen 3s, it's a pretty potent power plant, and it's mass produced. It's a mass produced engine, so the tolerances will vary, the ring end gaps will vary, the clearances in the bearings and the bottom end, all those things vary, as opposed to a hand-built engine like the engine that's in my car. All the clearances are exactly where they need to be. So a mass-produced engine, could have clearances that are a little out of spec, and next thing you know, you got typewriter tick. And that would be my guess, but it's just a guess. I really don't know. But I will tell you this. There's a 19 Mustang at the shop over at 5 Bar, and I showcased the new engine that's going in that car. We're going to pull the old engine out, and we're going to tear it down and see what's wrong with it. That might shed some light on the tick, because that engine's actually ticking really bad. So let's move on. Okay, Pony says, good explanation. Thanks. Glad I could bring that to you, Pony. Ask me any question you want, and I'll give you my take on it. Yeah, you'll use it forever, Wheeler. I mean, it's working for you, dude. You were the pioneer of the Ceratec, and I was happy to just kind of bring it to the surface and let YouTube know about it back then. So Nova is saying Laguna S3 that you saw a few weeks back is finally going to take apart the motor. Okay. So I'm getting the impression that you actually know about that Laguna, like you've been down to the shop, or you've got information coming out of there. That's really cool. I was going to go there today, but it was raining. I'm going to stop in there Monday, and I'll ask them about that Laguna. It's funny because that video kind of flopped. It didn't get a lot of attention, but a couple of days ago, somebody got it, and it got a whole bunch of views, and I got a bunch of comments on Laguna S3. Laguna S3, actually, I talked about it as if it was a 72. Actually, I was mistaken. That car is actually a 74. A very, very rare car. And I should have mentioned in the video, you see the sloping back roof of that car? That's because that car was used on the super speedways in NASCAR, and they were just getting into how to get the cars to cut through the wind and stuff like that. You can see even the front, the grille is very flush. And that was the super speedway influence at the time. The cars were starting to look real sleek and swoopy. So, okay, so underfed, Fran says, TIC was proven when Ford replaced the motor. That's right. And it's pictures on Instagram to see inside the motor. It's piston slap. I would have to say you're probably right, Fran. You got loose pistons in the bores. They're moving around. They're slapping. And adding Ceratec, to stop noise. Actually, Ceratec does sort of remedy that problem. It fills in the gaps and tightens up, the pistons in the bores, and it stops the slap. And Wheeler knows all about it, So when the remedy sort of suits the problem, it's kind of easy to zero in on what might be the problem. But here it is; it's all theory, but it is likely that it's the pistons. Let's see. That's right, Canadian Cruising. Even if it helps for a short while, it's worth it. Because Ford's not. They're saying it's normal. So if Ford's not going to do anything about it, what are you going to do? Just sit and listen to the engine tick and clatter itself to death? Throw some Ceratec in it, get it to quiet down. I know it's masking the problem. I get that. Some people don't like to do that, and I understand it. But if it was me and I was sort of stuck with that problem, I would just throw the Ceratec in it and quiet it down, and hopefully the engine would live a long life, and I could live with it. That's my take on it anyway. So Rocket 19 asked me, no tick since the Livernoise motor? Absolutely not. The Livernoise motor does not tick. It does sound a little different because it's got forged pistons in it. I've had lots of engines with forged pistons in them, but those old engines were cast iron blocks, so sound doesn't travel quite the same through cast iron as it does through aluminum. So cast iron pistons in the aluminum engine, at least to me, I can hear a different sounding engine. I don't know if you guys can hear that chime, but that's the noise that my computer makes when I get comments on the channel, and people are still commenting on the old videos. So, so no tick. So Big Daddy, 75 north of exit 329. Okay. Yeah, that's close, brother. That's not too far away. Maybe we can wait. Maybe we could hook up at Bradenton when I get around to go into Bradenton Raceway. Maybe I can meet you down there. Jeff Hager says, I change my oil every 1,000 miles. I use AMSOIL 550 on the Mustang and the F-150 Coyote Red Eye. Dude, that truck that you got there with the Whipple on it is absolutely awesome. Jeff, I'm forgetting what your Instagram name is, but on Instagram, Jeff Hager's got a lot of pictures up of his F-150, brand new 2019 F-150 truck, I think. Just put a stage 2 Whipple on it, and the thing is really killing it down at the track. Much to my surprise, the stage 2 Whipple that went on the truck was not the Gen 5 3.0. It was the 2.9 that they put on that truck. And I just mentioned it in my last video that the 2.9 has a 3.5 rotor pack as opposed to the 3.4 rotor pack that's on the 3-liter Whipple that I have. The 2.9 really hits off the bottom into the mid-range And the 3.0, from my experience with my car, it hits hard in the mid-range and carries the power up top, for the Gen 3 Coyotes, because they like to rev up. And it works. I mean, it works really good. It does, for my car, my 3-liter Whipple doesn't hit so hard at the bottom where it roasts the tires terribly. It hits in the mid-range, so it kind of helps you get going without really roasting the tires. But the 2.9 in the truck, that makes a lot of sense to me, because the truck is bigger and heavier, and you need the torque. So I can see that that's working out for you. So Vinny Custom says you live 5 minutes from Bradenton Strip. That's cool. I wish I lived 5 minutes from a racetrack. I'd live there, man. Maybe I'll see you down there, Vinny. Yes. Rocket 19 says snake oil, slick 50. Well, that's right, man. That was a joke. That was all marketing. That was going on. Slick 50. What was that? PTFE resins. That was an absolute joke. I remember I had a friend of mine, Jack Moco Racing Engines on Long Island, where I used to live. Somebody brought in an engine where he ran 650, and all you saw was the PTFE resins laying in the lifter valley. None of it was on the surfaces where you actually have friction. That stuff is just a joke, and I still see it on the shelves too. I can't believe it. Let me see, Big Daddy. I don't hear the tick, but only 125 miles so far. 125 miles is all you have on the car. Am I understanding that right? Big Daddy, did you get a Coyote, or do you have an EcoBoost? I wasn't clear on that. Stupid fast truck asked Jeff Hager every 1,000 miles. Jeff, do you really change your oil every 1,000 miles? That's pretty often. And it's good to be safe. I can't blame you for that. Okay. I have a following. Yes, I do. I'm very humbled by all of this, guys. I'm not the ego guy. I'm not the guy who thinks how great I am, and I expect this kind of thing. Actually, this is something that I don't expect. I just sort of wanted to, jump online and see who comes in, and I'm really surprised to see how many people came in. I really appreciate you guys. I really do. Okay, so Be Real in the house. Okay, Rob. Guy that I've emailed back and forth. He's a really cool guy. Yeah, Rob. Smokey. You guys want to see Smokey? Here he is right here. Smoke. This is the cat that will never look where you want him to look. But here he is. He's pissed. I just woke you up. Yes, I did. Look at the camera. There he is. You guys see Smokey? This cat, let me tell you, he is so smart that if he wants something, he's a bonsai cat. He will do something that he knows he's going to get in trouble for, just so that he can get your attention. He knows he's going to pay the price, but he gets your attention, and that's what he tries to do. It's amazing how he thinks. Will is telling me I should have the matrix screen reflecting in your glass. You're probably right. I mean, this is all new to me. It's one of the first things I'm going to do. Tomorrow when I get out there, maybe I'll go to the store, one of those places that has the optometrist in there, and just ask them to get me some kind of thing. I mean, I just need 2.0 so I could read. Doesn't have to be these. These are my everyday glasses, but I could just get a set of glasses just for this live feed stuff. But Jeff Hager, oil is cheaper than the engine. You're absolutely right. Better to be safe than sorry, dude. I'm with you. Change the oil as often as possible. You can't go wrong. James, Beards and Cars in the house. Yo, what's happening? Nice to have you come in. All right. Let me see. A. Will is telling me I am 0W30NA. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand that it's 0W30. Is there a reason for that? I'm just wondering why you do that. I'm interested I'm interested in knowing the answer. Okay. This whole thing just shifted. All right. Let me see. Big Daddy Trucker using 5W50 Royal Purple. Good choice. Royal Purple is a good oil. Royal Purple is one of those oils. You could go to the shelf and just buy a castor oil like I did, or you could just step it up and go to the Royal Purple. It's a really good, safe way to go. I'm not an expert on oil. I don't know that kind of stuff, but
Royal Purple's been around a long time. A lot of people swear by it. It's a good choice. Let me see. Yeah, Jeff Hager, one of the lucky guys. It does not have the typewriter tick. It's perplexing. You know, that's a thing that to me is just so perplexing. Some people have the typewriter tick, some people don't. Some people have cylinder scoring and they're completely stock NA engines, and some people like Jeff Hager, Whipple Stage 1, you know, stock engine, no tick, no cylinder scoring, making good power to the wheels. I mean, everything's going right for Jeff. You know, like Jeff is an example of a guy who did the same thing that I did. Stage 1, he did all the same things that I did. Didn't have any problems. Okay, I do it. You know, I break an engine. I don't make as much power. I mean, I just run into every problem under the sun, and you know, it just didn't go right for me. And there's no explaining it. There's no real reason for it. It's just a crapshoot. You just never know how it's going to go. So, you know, credits to you, Jeff. Power to you, man. That's good. You know, when luck is on your side, man, that's it, man. You're good to go. Rocket 19, yeah, come on over, bro. Okay, Big Daddy Trucker, good night. Nice to have you in here. So this page is moving around, and I'm kind of losing my place. But let me see where I was. Okay, so wow, I'm way behind. Sorry about this, guys. I just want to make sure I get to everybody. And if I miss you, post another comment, okay? Don't let me miss you. Okay, Canadian Cruising, time for dinner. Okay, go have your dinner, man. Enjoy it. Stupid Fast Truck, you're running a 2.9 also. Yeah, that's interesting. I need to catch up on your videos. I just recently subscribed, and I haven't had a chance. And I'm sorry, Derek Simone is in the house. Derek, you're killing it, man. You're actually ahead of a lot of us when it comes to the Whipple thing. You've already gotten to the point where I think a lot of people want to get, you know, pulling down E85 return style fuel system, you know, the one-piece drive shaft, the 798 horsepower to the rear wheels. You know, you're kind of there. You know, that Whipple car can probably do even more than that. I mean, if you can get enough octane in it and fuel it, you might be able to pull it down and actually make more power. And for the record, guys, Derek Simone's car is running the stock short block. So I don't know what gives. You know, it's great that some people are doing well. You know, you don't wish that people have problems. But look at what happened to me. I had not even 1,000 miles on my stock engine with the Whipple, and I started losing compression and breaking pistons, and all kinds of stuff happened to me. But power to you, Derek. I think that's a great package that you got there. Let me see if I missed anybody. Wheeler, I was interested in knowing about the zero weight oil. Did I get an answer on that? Okay. All right, I'm missing some stuff here. Okay, RS3. See you later, man. Thanks for stopping in. Who else we got here? Bradenton's a great track. That's right, it is. Hey, Wheeler. Hey, Wheeler, are you by Bradenton? I think you were near there. I think you gave me that information. Man, we got to meet up. We got to do something locally where we could all meet up and maybe bring our cars to Bradenton one day on a test and tune, and just meet and greet and break bread and race our cars and have a good time. Okay, let me see. Okay, so Big Daddy, you traded the 19 for a GT base 10R80. Nice move. You're gonna enjoy that car. Okay, RS3. Yeah, that's right. I went live. I didn't know it was this easy. I'm surprised. Okay. That's right, friend. Big Daddy's got a nice car. Stupid Fast Trucks in the house. I'm screwed up. I'm not really caught up here. Okay, Miles, we'll see you later. I don't know. RS3. RS3 for me. Thank you for the super chat. That's awesome. Appreciate that very much, my friend. How's the new house? Well, the new house is good. Just this past couple of days, my old lady and me, we went out and got some window treatments and put them up. You know, I'm up there with a level and pencils and doing stuff. A lot of kinds of things that you do, Fran. I see you driving around in your truck, and a lot of tools that you have in the back of your truck. Actually, that's the same kind of stuff that I use. So, yeah, Big Daddy, if I missed you, good night. We'll catch you later. Yeah. So, okay. So somebody's in the house here. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Uh, Near Ni Enerson. I'm sorry if I don't have that right, but so yes, actually, the plan was to do the track today, and it rained, so I couldn't get out there, and that really sucked. But we'll be out there next week. I mean, we're just getting into the racing season now. The temperatures are starting to cool down here. We've been above 90 degrees now for the past 6 months, and now we're looking at low 80s and high 70s for high temperatures each day. You know, with good DA and better air and just more comfortable temperatures for me because I don't like going out in the heat. So the racing season is just getting started. The next few months is going to be the racing season for me. So I'm going to get out there as much as I can and document what my car is capable of doing in its stage 1 form, in its 50 states legal form, and then I'm going to move on to some other things. I got plans for the car. I'm not stopping here. My engine's capable of making a lot more power, and I'm going to work into it slowly. I'm hoping that I can get my car to the point where Derek Simone or is it Derek Sizemore? I'm pretty screwed up. I can't. My memory is not so good. Derek Sizemore has a really fast Whippled car. I want to get my car to that level. So okay. So Wheeler, he explains it. 030 cold start. Um, so I can send you my Blackstone report. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. No, I mean. I don't assume that people do things for no reason. I think when I see something that I'm not familiar with, there's got to be a reason. There's got to be some thinking behind what people do. So that does make sense. 030 is good for cold starts. And, if the climate is like that, and if you got cold starts, that's the way to go, with cold temperatures. Everybody's got a cold start, but the colder the temperatures, the colder the start, the more wear when you first start it up. So, yeah, I'm interested in looking at the Blackstone report. Wheeler, post it on your channel. Do a video about it. Explain it to us. That would be cool. RS3 for me. You want to get down to Florida? Hey, come on down. In the wintertime, when it's freezing in the rest of the country, even in Texas, it gets cold. Here, we don't get cold. The coldest that we'll see, I mean, I can't remember here where I live in Fort Myers if we've ever actually had a freeze. I know that I lived for a little while in Port Charlotte, which is about 40 miles north of me. We had a freeze once a couple of years ago, but here we never even see a freeze. So it's always warm here. People come here in the wintertime from all over the country to do all kinds of things. I was at Merchants Crossing the other night. The cruise that we have at Merchants Crossing every Monday night. Merchants Crossing is a shopping center that's got a really big parking lot. I do a cruise every Monday night, and you can see people brought their cars from all over the country to come down here. This place is filling up with people from everywhere. Well, all the snowbirds and everything. They just come here to escape the cold elsewhere, wherever they live. So Jeff Hager, what are you saying here? LASIK eye surgery, it's a game changer. Maybe I should do that. The past couple of years has been pretty rough on the eyes. David Parks, I'm sorry, man. What did I miss? What did I miss? You have to excuse me. I'm really not that good at this. But post your comment again, Dave, because if I scroll up, I'll never get my place again. But I post it again, I'll get to it. I'm sorry about that. Project Farm actually proved that actually not so good when he tested all the AMP soil was the best. Like some of the guys here and say myself change more often. So Project Farm says that AMP soil was the best oil. Okay, I'll take that under advisement. That's good information. In fact, I'll go to their videos and look at that and see what they have to say. Julius Caesar, nice to have you in the house. Yes, my friend, I remember what you told me, and I would say probably should have took your advice. The TVS blower is a potent blower. The reason, though, I didn't use that blower was because of the throttle body opening. And I still, to this day, I don't like that. I know that it's a good blower, and I know that it makes power. It's not that. It's that the expandability of that blower, personally, I feel it's limited. And we've also got some reports that the intercooler that's underneath that blower is there's heat soak issues with that. Now, of course, I wouldn't have that right now with the chiller, but you know, the DVS is a good blower. And I also, Julius Caesar, I remember you mentioning go with twin turbos, and that would have been a good way to go. The only thing is, if I did that at the time, I wouldn't have had the warranty that I had on the Whipple that actually paid for my new engine. So, you know, it's sort of a good and bad thing that happened to me with the Whipple. You know, the Whipple warranty was there for me when I needed it, so they paid out. But you know, the Whipple, you know, honestly, I'm going to kind of come clean. I'm not so sure that the Whipple is really the best way to go. There are some options out there like the Edelbrock. If that's what see, Julie, you're talking about the Roush TVS. The Edelbrock uses the TVS, and I personally think that that's a really good blower too. But you know, the Roush TVS is a good way to go. I'm not saying that it's bad. It probably would have served me well just the same. But let me see what else we got here. Oh, I lost my place again. This thing just moves so fast that I end up skipping a bunch of people. Oh. Yes, Sizemore. Sorry about that, Derek. I can't see too good. All right. Let me find out where I was. Okay, Rated R Car is back in the house. Yes, Slucky Dogs in Florida. All right, guys, I am getting really screwed up here with trying to keep track of where I am. Okay, here's where I was. Fran likes the 5W30 Mobile One, and yeah, that's among the good oils. RS3 for me. You're still here. Thanks, bud. Glad to see you still here. Wheel is close to Bradenton, definitely. I haven't done a quarter mile in my life. Well, maybe we're gonna do that someday, bro. What else we have? Rocket 19. You got a friend in Jacksonville with an 18. That's pretty cool. Friend wants to know if Wheeler's going to do the quarter mile. Boosted 5.0 is close to Bradenton. Dude, we got to set something up. I see a lot of you guys around here. I'm kind of surprised. I thought I was the only guy down here. You know, most of the people that I converse with on YouTube are the guys up in Tennessee by Ken Speed Addict, you know, because he's really got it happening now. And I really like what he's doing. It's a good guy. He's got some cool stuff going on over there. And that's awesome. Pony's not too far from him, and Xander's not too far from him. So I conversed with a lot of those guys. I had no idea how many of you guys were down here. Let me see. I can fly into anywhere in Florida in a weekend. That's so true. I tell people that all over the country that say things like, "I'm lucky to live here." Well, yeah, I mean, it's nice to live here. I deal with the heat in the summertime, but anybody, anywhere in the country, can book a hotel and come down here for a week vacation or a long weekend. You know, just click it. You know, find a website, book your flights. You know, Southwest Airlines flies into Fort Myers Airport, and you could spend a weekend here just in a hotel and enjoy it. And if you happen to be here during a time where there's a test and tune or an event going on at the track, you could always just go down to the track and really have a good time. And not just on the East Coast, but there's drag strips on the West Coast as well. I'm not that familiar, but by West Palm Beach, I think that there's a popular quarter mile track over there. So yeah, I mean, anybody can come down here at any time. Let me see. Stupid Fast Truck asked me a question. Any plans for the daily green car, the green car? I have to say yes. I do have plans for that car, but not immediately. I think my focus right now is on the 18. I finally got it where I want to get it, and I want to track test it, and I want to get on track with some of the mods that I originally wanted to do. And I'm sort of a year behind schedule because I broke the motor. Basically, what I'm doing now is what I had planned on doing last year. So I'm kind of behind the 8 ball with it. So it's sort of putting the Gen 2 on the back burner. But I do have plans for that. My first thought for that was to go with a twin turbo kit. and just work with the 6R80, and the Gen 2, because that's a proven package, and I would really love to put turbos on it, but we'll see how that one evolves. Let's see. Uh, yeah, yeah, Brian, rated R. It is kind of nice to be here. I will say it's nice to be here. A lot of you guys up north are winterizing your stuff, where we're down here in Florida. We're just kind of getting going. The season's just getting started. But like I say, pay a visit. You could always come down here. And if anybody wants to come to this area and hook up with me, you take my car down the track. I have no problem with that. Let me see. Brian says, let's get a motorcycle vid going. That's a good idea. I got my RM370 in the garage, and I haven't ridden it yet. And we've got, actually we got legal dirt bike riding down here in my area. There's a place nearby. It's a motorsports park. They got a supercross track. They got riding trails. They got an amateur track, which is probably the track that I would ride on if I wanted to sail the car through. I'm starting to get a little old for that kind of thing. I don't know. My computer's giving me notifications. Okay. So anybody else we got here? Let me see. Derek Sizemore. Let me see if I can get this. It's all stock. 35K miles, always ticked. Really. No cylinder scoring. Think the tick is unrelated. Okay. These are the kinds of things, too, that are good for everybody else. Derek Sizemore is now telling us that his engine is ticking, and he's making, correct me if I'm wrong, Derek, but I think the last dyno was 798 horsepower to the rear wheels on a Gen 3 that's ticking. But that's pretty interesting. And no cylinder scoring. So I would venture to say you probably scoped the motors. Smart move. You need to know the condition of everything. But yeah, I guess we'll monitor that one and see how it goes. If the engine does let go, it'll be interesting to see what you do. I would say at the power level that you're at, if you do go with a new engine, I would say go with a sleeved engine and really turn up the boost and make the power. Wheeler, is your car boosted? I do not think Wheeler's car is boosted. Yeah, sorry about that, Derek. I called you Derek Simone. That was bad. Okay, Battle Master Dave says 20s in Ohio, 80s Fs, 20s in Ohio. It was getting down to 20s at night. Is that what that means? I imagine it would be in Ohio, right? Yeah, Rocket 19. I would probably do better with an aftermarket tune. I checked with a couple of aftermarket tuners to see if they could do a little bit better with my existing hardware, and I was told that they could do a little bit better, but it probably wasn't worth it, to go through the expense for a tune to try to make a little bit more power over the Whipple tune. The cost for payback probably wouldn't be worth it, so I was advised against it. But I might do it anyway. I might just once I track test my car and I see how it's running, I might just leave all the way it is and just go one size down on the pulley. Go to the 3875 pulley, leave the same injectors in it, the same throttle body, fuel pump, and all that other stuff, and just add a little bit more boost and tune for that and see how much I get. I bet I would get a lot out of that. Okay, so who else we got here? Yeah, Wheeler's car is Palm Beach Dyno Tune 93 and the 85. And it rips. I bet it does. Okay, if you guys are talking to each other. Boosted 50 lives in Tampa. Okay, well, dude, Tampa is 2 hours away from me. And I think Bradenton Raceway is kind of smack in between. So I'll be posting on my channel on the times that I plan to take my car to Bradenton, and post in there or flag me on Instagram, and we can meet up down in Bradenton. That would be fun. Battle Master Dave says. Okay, Battle Master Dave's going to be putting up some content. We'll pay attention to you, bud. Trying to talk Al into a simple tune. comparing 93 and the 85. You know, it's true. That is one thing that I can do. I can leave my existing stage one hardware on it and go E85 and tune it for that. I just think at that point I need injectors and a booster pump or another fuel pump because I'll need more fueling if I go to E85. Okay, who else we got? Rocket 19 says, or VMP or Unleash Tuning. Yeah, they got good tunes too. Those are all good companies, no doubt about it. Radar, guys talking to each other. Yeah, underfed. That's a good point. I mean, when I blew my motor last year, it was a shock, and I was like a fish out of water. I really didn't know what to do. You know, I was kind of new to Coyotes. This Gen 3 was my first car, and when the motor broke, I really did not know what to do. Now I had made a lot of contacts down in Stita, and I still have those contacts. They're friends of mine, and it actually gives me a porthole into the industry. Like I kind of know a lot of what's going on in the industry, other than just the retail stuff that comes to most of us. You know what I mean? And James, tuning by James, has become a friend of mine, and he's an excellent tuner. He tuned for SCT for a long time, and now he's tuning for Stita. And all of the tunes that you buy from Stita and all of the cars that Stita builds are tuned by Tuning by James. And there are a lot of good tuners out there. I don't want to say anything bad about anybody. I've worked with John Lund Jr. I've actually met Alex Flores when he dynoed my car last year. He's a nice guy. He's a good tuner. I got a lot of confidence in him. And Palm Beach Dyno, they're all good tuners. I can't say that anybody's a bad tuner. But my friend James is a very good tuner, and he helped me out a lot. He was a phone call away. Anytime I needed to talk to somebody about, what direction to go in and how to go about it and all of those other things, I just called James. He'd pick up the phone and I talk to him. So he's a good friend of mine, and I'll be working with all the other tuners, I'm sure, at some point. But James is my friend, and I'm probably going to be working with him. And I'll be able to show you guys what he could do. He's a good tuner too. So let me see. RS3 for me says, having to put my car away every winter. Yeah, that does suck. I used to live on Long Island, guys. Most of you guys know. You can tell that I got this funny accent. It's not by accident. I grew up in New York and lived most of my life there. I was I was much older by the time I lived here. And if you guys have ever watched Michael Mack, he lives in Staten Island. He's one of my brothers. There's a generation between us, but if you notice, he's got the same accent that I do. So, I try to hide it. I mean, I could talk a little different if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do it, man. This is me. This is how I am. It's part of the package, guys. This is the way it is. But when I lived on Long Island, to answer your question, I had to put my car away every winter, and I hated doing it. But from especially January and February was like, you just had to put the car away. There's snow and ice and salt and everything on the roads. Back then during my days, I lived through the Fox body era. I had a really hot Fox body, and I basically had to keep it in the winter, in the garage in the winter. Oh, Brian, sorry to hear that. You're waiting for surgery? It's coming down to surgery. What'd you do? You pulled a tendon? Must have been. Yeah, the Whipple tunes, not so good, friend. You're right. And Brian's dropping off his car on Monday. I hope they get that fixed. Did they find out what it was? All right, I lost my place. Oh man, I lost my place. Oh, Mike J is in the house. What's up, Mike? Okay. I must be way behind. Oh no, not too bad. Let me scroll up. All right, where am I? You guys talking to each other? Yeah, Rocket's trying to talk me into a Palm Beach Dyno tune. I think I saw that. Aftermarket tunes every winter. All right, Brian's waiting for surgery, man. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. What happened? You were lifting weights? You know, I've pulled a few things lifting weights. You have to be really careful. Sorry to hear that. I hope you get well soon, but okay. All right, Jeff Hager brings up a good point. The Gen 3s with the 12-to-1 compression, right? I think, what was it? The Gen 2s at 11 or 11 and a half, and then the Gen 3s came out with 12-to-1. The Gen 3s are octane dependent. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you could run 93 octane in it. The tune will adjust. The knock sensors will pick it up if the to make sure that there's no detonation in the motor. But if you run higher octane, right? If you can, get some leaded gas or unleaded gas that's higher octane than 93, or you can just throw some butane in it. The butane works really good. I have to say, it's a good product. And if you got a Gen 3 that's completely stock, try it. Run butane in it and see what happens. You'll be surprised at what that stuff can do. Let's see. Julius Caesar says it's limited because Roush and Ford know the limits of the engine. It's true. You're right. That was my impression. And I think, Julius Caesar, you hit the nail right on the head. The small throttle body is to make sure that people don't push it too far. If you can take their blower and put a giant throttle body on it and tune the heck out of it and make a ton of power, I think the people at Roush and Ford did not want you to do that, so they choked off the engine with the stock throttle body to make sure that you don't overpower the engine and blow up the engine. That's a good point. That probably is the case. Let's see. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Near Aronson. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce that right. Um, I am interested to see the new blower for the 18. The Gen 3R, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not an expert on this, guys, but that blower's got my attention. If they make a version of that blower for the 18 and Mustangs that does have a bigger throttle body opening, and depending on where they put the intercooler, if they move it to the top or if they keep it in the valley of the motor, if that information's been released, I don't know about it, but I am definitely interested in that blower. If that blower is what I think it's going to be, you actually might find that on my Gen 2, if that can be put on my Gen 2. But and also for the Gen 3s, because it's usually a different configuration for the Gen 3s. Maybe there's a different way for me to scroll. Yeah, maybe I should do it this way. Underfed. All right, Fran says, why not use E85 instead of butane? Well, adding butane, E85 requires more fueling because the fuel is less dense. So to go to E85, you might need a bigger injector and you might need more fuel system, more fuel pump. But with just adding butane, you probably won't. If you're just going to add a little butane to your existing package to get more octane, you're not putting more of a demand on your fuel system because the fuel is still the same density. That's my take on it. Whipple is very, very low key, safe, 50 states, not turned up at all. Not my Whipple, not my kit. My stage 1 is probably the mildest blower kit that you could buy. It only makes 9 pounds of boost, and I have a very soft Whipple tune. If you guys ever go back to my videos and look at the dyno charts of my my car, you'll see the torque curve just gets to a point and then just goes flat. And I'm going to say that that's the tune. That's something that's put in the tune to make sure that the torque curve doesn't spike, and brake axles and drivetrain stress and all that other stuff. I think it's engineered to be that way. A better tune would probably allow that torque to climb a little bit more instead of just flattening out like that. That's been my biggest, my biggest thing about this Whipple kit is that it really doesn't make that much torque. The torque delivery on my car seems kind of soft. It might help me at the track that I'm not overpowering the tires because of that, but that's just my take on it. That's the deal with the 50 states legal tune that I have in my car. We'll see. We'll see what happens when I get it to the track. Okay. How much were you benching, Brian, when you blew out your pecs? That sucks, man. 200 pounds. That's a lot. Wow, I wouldn't try that. Yeah. Wheeler says, good luck with the recovery, bro. Yeah, I mean, pulling tendons or whatever it was that you did, man, I bet that's painful. Sorry to hear that happened. Yeah, we wish you a speedy recovery. Okay, let me see. Honest Mike, you're in New Jersey, not too far from where I used to be. Yep, Mike J's in the house. Nice to have you here, Mike. Getting ready to park the Stang for the season up here in New York. Whipple 50. Where in New York are you, bro? I'm a Long Islander myself. Yeah, Mike J is here. Chatty. Grudge race? Who would I be racing? I don't have any grudges with anybody. If that's the Chatty that I think it is, the guy with the 1300 horsepower S187, was it an old 506 Mustang with a Coyote and a 6466 turbos? That thing is killing it. I missed Florida 2K. I couldn't get up there, but I think Chatty ran 850s. It's something like 140 miles an hour or something like that. That car really romps. Yeah, right. Mike J is in the house. No more TikTok. Mike J's a Mustang hater, right? His Gen 2 started to tick and he dumped it and he wouldn't get a Gen 3. But I can't say I blame him. If I knew about the typewriter tick and all of that before I bought my car, I might not have bought it. And I kind of know where Mike is coming from, man. You know, you buy a brand new car and then you take it home and it starts to make ticking noises like that. That would freak me out. I would be pretty unhappy about that. So, yeah, I think Mike makes a comment about it right here. Got to make the money. Just going from work, Mustangs, old typewriter sooner or later. Maybe not all of them, but some of them. I'm not being told the truth on my tuner information, Rocket 19. What do you mean, bro? Explain that to me. I'm interested in what you have to say about that. I would like to kind of just to see the area. Yeah, Miles, come on down. You know, just book a hotel in the Fort Myers area, anywhere around here. Fort Myers, North Fort Myers, Estero, you know, all of those places. They're all within like 20, 30 miles of where I am. And you know, there's tracks around here. There's a lot of fun to be had. Mike the Mustang tick, please. That's right. Mike J Autos and stuff, well documented the typewriter tick. There's no doubt about it. Post them on channel for Bradenton. Yeah, Boosted 50. What do you mean? Post them on your channel for Bradenton. I don't know what you mean, Boosted 50. Thoughts of the March E? Oh, the Mach E, bastardizing the Mustang name. I don't know. You know, I don't know. That's just one of those things that happen. You know, if you know, it's like there's a group of people like us. We all like our 5 liters. We all like our, you know, our gasoline powered cars. We all like to do that. But there's a whole bunch of people out there that are wanting the electric vehicles. So Ford has to decide, who are we going to service? Are we going to service them? Are we going to service these people over here? Or are we going to service everybody? So they're coming out with these electric vehicles, and I think that I think we're going to see more of them. You know, they're going to be doing electric Mustangs, you know, EV Mustangs, electric only. I was hoping that they would come out with hybrids, you know, so at least you got electric power and gasoline power. But I think it's something that just can't be avoided. I think it's just something that's going to happen, and we're just going to have to get used to it, like it or not. I don't know. Maybe when I see them hit the lots, I'll go drive one, and I'll give everybody my opinion on it. But I like what I got right now, and I'm not interested in changing anything. Wheeler wants to go to Bradenton. I don't blame you, bro. I want to get up there too. Wheeler went for the Cletus once. I think that's a typo. Under Fed. Yeah, right. Look up the tick on Google, and Mike J pops up first. I bet that is the case. Wheeler. Wheeler's shocked at my motor blue. Yeah, a lot of us are, man. I couldn't believe it. Last person expected. Whipple 5.0, stage 2, easy upgrade, worth it. What a difference. Yep, I'm headed that way. Definitely headed that way. Yep, yep. Mike Hall. Mike Hall. Hey, what's up, Mike? Nice to have you in here. I don't know how far I am, but, if I'm late getting to these comments. I just want to get to everybody. I don't want to miss everybody. Mike Hall is here. All right, good night, Alex. Alex K. Nice to have you here. Yeah, Brian asked me about the Mach-E. I don't know. I guess it's cool. Some people, I mean, it's a love it or you hate it kind of thing. I don't know about electric cars. I've never owned one. I don't know if I'm going to like one. Let me see. Big Mac sold his Mustang. He's got valid reasons. Okay. This thing just moved. All right. Yeah, the GT500, RS3 for me. The GT500 sounds pretty enticing. But man, that thing's expensive. I don't know. I mean, how many people are actually, how many people out there really are going to shell out the cash for a GT500? I'm not gonna talk smack on them. That they're an engineered car. The thing's going to run. It's going to handle. There's going to be a lot of good things about it. But most of us just want to go fast. Get a base car and throw a blower on it, throw a turbo on it. It'll cost you less than half of a GT500, and you'll have just as much fun. So I think modifying a base car or a nicely optioned car and just throwing the power rater of choice on it is probably a better way to go for most people. And that's my take on it. Even though I'd say the GT500 really is a nice car. Yeah, you ripped off a tendon. Wow. So what, they got to surgically reattach it? Man, that sucks. The Michael Mack video was hilarious. Yes, it was. That dude's a rip, man. He's a whippersnapper. Okay. What else we got here? I had a random rough idle on my Palm Beach E85 tune, went back to 93 tune. Marvel Mystery Oil in the gas. It's been smooth, like 500 miles, still hitting like 26 and a half timing too. Marvel Mystery Oil, that's something that has been around for a very, very long time. Interesting that it works for you. Type of YouTube stuff I like to watch. I don't get that on the Fed. Coyote Kelly in the house. Nice to have you here, bud. Okay. Never forget Michael Mack eating whipped cream on his live stream. Michael Mack's a rip. It really is too bad. I mean, I've sent him messages on Facebook and Instagram to ask him to make videos. It looks to me like he's just taking a break. He wants to get his life in order, just get his ducks in a row. I get that. We're all at that point at some point in our lives, and I hope that things are going the way he wants, because he's a smart guy, and I think he's going to get where he wants to go. Yeah, let me see. Whipple 5.0, Sam Jr. Sam Jr. I know somebody, Sam Jr. Best way to Julia sees the best way to get rid of the typewriter tick is to press delete. That's funny, man. Let me see. In stock boosted form, Gen 3 can handle more aggressive timing because of its direct injection. Yes, sir. Direct injection is compression, from what I'm told. Also, when you get the Gen 2 harness, it will unleash a ton of power. Yep. Stuff right there. Mike J likes the electric stuff. Oh, electric, no way. Gas and electric, maybe. Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. MK800 Detroit. What is happening, brother? Nice to have you here. MK800 Detroit has a stage one Whipple car, a lot like mine. And I'm sorry I haven't kept up on what you've been doing, but the last I heard, you're not having any problems. So power to you, brother. Your 785 system, I think there's at least 47.5 horsepower on the table. There is. There's more power to be had if I step up to E85. I would just have to improve the fuel system to do that. That's the only thing that I would have to do. I would have to get bigger port injectors, and I would probably be best served to go to a return style fuel system, maybe an inexpensive one like a Siley or something, like Derek Sizemore is using. He's a good example of what you could do with a Whipple car because he's really killing it, man. He's making it happen. Let me see. IT200 will give you more accurate IT readings. Absolutely, RS3 for me. That is the case. Let me see. Near G. Anderson. Sorry, bro, if I don't get that right. That Ford decided to use the Mustang name on an SU-based TV. It's a total rape of automotive icon and bright daylight. The thing that's bothering me about that is that this SUV, this EV SUV, they're trying to put Mustang in it, and I don't really like that. I think that Mustang is exclusive to itself, and it should always stay that. If they start taking Mustang and putting it in other vehicles because they want this other vehicle to ride on the Mustang, the spirit of the Mustang, the thing that we all love about the Mustang, that somehow putting that into an SUV is going to make a bunch of people to want to buy a Mustang. I think what's going to happen is it's going to backfire on them, and it's going to make more people not want to buy a Mustang. We'll see what happens. Now, hopefully I'm wrong. That's just my take on that. What else we got here? This thing's just jumping around. Who else we got? Me and Motor Tube will make another video. MK800, yeah, bro. I'm missing a bunch of stuff here. Wheeler says electric cars are coming for us. It's not all bad thing. I don't think it's all bad. Electric cars they don't use much gas. The thing about them is I actually don't use any gas, right? They have to have the range and having to be able to charge them quickly. Those are the only things that they need to overcome with the electric cars. If they do that, I think they'll do well. Let me see. I missed a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. They had a booster pump, some 1050 or 1300 X's. Sky's the limit. Yeah, the booster pump will do it. Personally, I don't have a lot of faith in booster pumps. I've known people who had booster pumps fail and then they cook their motors. Maybe that's the exception, not the rule, but it's something that I've heard, and it kind of makes me feel a little funny about booster pumps. But I might try it in the short term and then step up to something better after that. But that's a good way to make the power initially, right? Well, MK800 Detroit, Lund didn't say they couldn't tune my car. What he said was he didn't want to disappoint me because he might not do much better. He was willing to do it. I could have done it, and I'm sure it would have been better. But he basically said that the best way to get my car to run good is to give it the octane that it needed. That was the advice that he gave me. So that's the thing to do with these Gen 3s is to give it octane. But when I make a change on the car, there is something there for him to tune for, then I would turn it over to him and let him shoot me a tune for it. I'm sure he could do something that way. Yeah, and Rocket 19, that's true. The stock throttle body is holding me back. I'm gonna do some track testing with it right now to see how it goes. But eventually we're gonna step up to the 132 millimeter elliptical throttle body, and pulley down and see how much power we can make with it. Okay, you guys talking to each other there. Wheeler electric cars are coming. Nothing yet. I think VMP either has or is working on a Whipple throttle body adapter. Some very nice collection of larger aftermarket bodies. Nice. That sounds good. I'm not building mine. I'm not done building. Oh, say MK Detroit, you are building yours. That's cool. I'm going to go over to your channel and see what you got going. Meth injection, Rocket 19. You're hitting it hard, man. That's it. Those are all of the things. You guys are talking to each other here. Okay, let me get caught up. Okay, determined veteran, Jack. What's happening, bro? How are you liking the live stream? I think it's great. I'm not prepared. That's the one thing I'm not prepared for it. But you know, I could talk. I could sit here and talk forever. There's no problem with this. I enjoy this. I live for this kind of stuff. But it's a great experience, and thank you for the inspiration, actually, because watching you do your live streams is what gave me the idea to do it. So thanks for the conversation. We talked the other day. That's really great, and we'll be talking some more. Okay, Miles Heil says, I agree. They have a line of SUVs. Could be an edge. It's true. Let me see. Let me see what we got here. Guys are talking to each other here. Okay, Stupid Fast Truck says, I will love the throttle response on the big throttle body. I bet I will. I drive around in my Whipple car with the stock throttle body, and it feels choked. You know, it feels like it's just it's not allowing it to get the air that it wants. So yeah, I'll eventually go that route, probably by late January or February, after I get to do some testing, after we get through the holidays. You know, I'll look into the new hardware and some tuning and see. And I'd like to track test it too with that hardware before it gets too hot down here. Usually by mid-May, it's starting to get hot, and you know, with the chiller, I mean, the car won't know that it's hot, but I'll know that it's hot, right? Because it gets hot out there. But let me see what else we got. Okay, Rocket 19. We'll see you later, bud. Nice having you in here. We'll see you again. Near Nee Anderson. Do you have a name for short? You know, do you have a nickname or something like that that we could refer to you as? What are you saying? I own a 17 S550 GT daily Nissan Leaf here, Iceland. Iceland. Wow, man, you're a good distance away. Nothing against EV. They have their place as a commuter vehicle, but nothing more than that. They no go chatter. They got no character. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can see an EV car being a good commuter. You know, as long as it has the range. You know, as long as you can get to where you want to go and get back without having charging problems, I can see that being a good thing. Determined veteran, awesome. It is the best time to hang out with our community. It absolutely is. I'm enjoying this. I got a lot of people here. We're down to 17 now. We must be getting a little bit late, but I'm at this for an hour and 38 minutes. I had no idea that. Now I know why this happens. I thought I'd be on here for a half an hour and just jump off, but it's been over an hour and a half. So I'm probably going to call it quits soon. But this has been great. This has been a lot of fun. Okay. DV, I saw your video, Ken and Pony at Walmart. Okay. Yeah, MK Detroit, yours feels choked too. Yeah, that's the way mine feels. So 8 inches of snow in Detroit, dude. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Better days are coming. Hang in there. Yeah, this is great chat, MK 800 Detroit. This is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this. Okay, Whip 50, Sam Jr. Dude, nice. Thanks for coming in here. I don't know why I didn't recognize that. Did you change your name? But I'll remember that the next time I see it. Let me see. You're working on so you got your stage 2. You love it. a fuel system E85, smaller pulley, maybe 13 pounds of boost, and a 10R80 swap. I didn't know you didn't have 10R80. Is that what you're saying? You had the 6-speed? 10R80 swap. Wow, how do you do that? That must be a pretty big undertaking. And I'm interested to see how that works out. Let me know. Right. It never ends. It's so true. All right, so that's the end of the comments, guys. It's starting to get late. It's been an hour and 40 minutes, so I got to get going. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Let me see. I still got some more comments. I don't want to leave anybody, but I do got to go. I go by my first name, and in the U.S., people call it E-I-N-A-R. I just don't know how to pronounce it, but I'll give it a shot. Inar. That's what I'm going to say. Inar. That's what I'm going to call you, bro. Inar. Correct me if I'm wrong. MK Detroit says swap. Yeah, sounds pricey. I don't know how you. Sammy. I don't know how you would go through that, but I'm interested to see how you do it. You know, is it a simple computer change, or are you going to go to a standalone or something like that? I wouldn't even know how to approach it. Got to go, guys. See you later, RS3 for me. All right, Pony. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping in. Mike J, nice live chat. Thanks, Mike. We'll see you later. Take it easy, Pony. Take it easy, Miles. Take it easy, NR. Okay, guys. We're going to sign off. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.